Hey everybody. So we have been doing a series on relationships and we're only 2 videos in, so I thought I would switch the pace up a little bit and talk about singles. Now, I'm sure if you would ask any single person, they would tell you that it takes mental toughness to be single. And I know for me, I've been single the majority of my adult life, and I would say that 70% of the time I was happy, and 30% of the time I was unhappy. And I really didn't become happy for those years as a single woman until my later years. And I think it just took me understanding, how the old folks, not the old folks, how the grown-ups or the older ones would tell us, enjoy your youth, enjoy your singleness. And I really didn't get that until probably a couple years ago when I started to enjoy being single. And again, I took the focus off of me not having a man, and although I would look around and I would see my friends and my family with their families, and it would hurt me. It would make me really sad that, everyone has a family. And then there's me by myself with no family. And it took me time to take the focus off of me being lonely and put the focus on me where it just needed to be, period. And I was able to accomplish some things that need to be accomplished. And even in my first video that I did on YouTube, Shut Up and Do It, that video was about going after what God has in you to go after and what you have to go after. What are your aspirations? What are your goals? And focus on that. Take the focus off of having a man. And for me, it would have been having a man just to have a man because I felt lonely because everyone else had a man. I had to take the focus off of that and put the focus on, bettering my education. I've had the ups and downs with my health. I've been flirting with diabetes for the past couple years, and that finally came to head where I have to face that, I need to get my health in check, So taking the focus off of a man where it should not have been in the first place and putting the focus on getting better, getting my health in check. And again, that takes mental toughness. You're just not going to wake up one day and everything is going to be right. But again, take the focus off of being single as a curse and say being single is a blessing. And I can now say in my life right now, being single is a blessing. And to be honest with you, when the man comes along, I'm really not sure how well received he's going to be because I'm happy. And that always happens. People always say that the man will come when you're happy and you're doing everything you should be doing. And, again, will he be well received, when things are going well and I'm living the life as a single woman and here comes the man. And I would say at the worst time because he came when I didn't need him. Or he didn't come when I wanted him. But again, it takes some mental toughness to be single. Now, what I want to talk about, and I'll probably break these up into a few videos talking about mental toughness and being single, is the whole issue of sex and single. And that always brings up the topic of being celibate. That is a hard topic to talk about. And probably about a month ago, I had an opportunity to talk to a young woman, and I'll just say her initials AT, and I didn't even get her whole testimony, but the little portion that I got encouraged me so much and let me know that I'm not in the single fight alone, and this young woman has been single for over a decade. Now, that is the true definition of mental toughness and spiritual toughness. Being celibate myself and not even having crossed a decade, I can't imagine, for me, I can't imagine, and the Lord knows me. He knows my heart. He knows my mind. He knows my actions. I can't imagine going over a decade and not having sex. Let me just be honest with you. And this young woman, her testimony, again, the small piece of her testimony that I got encouraged me so much. And it just let me know that if she can do it, I can do it. And you know what? Again, me being completely transparent, I pray to God that I don't have to do that. I pray to God, again, because He knows me. He knows how I am. He knows that when a gorgeous man passes me, I have to work hard to keep my mind from going way over here when it needs to just be right here. And I pray that I don't have to go on a 10-year journey of celibacy. But you know what? I'm willing to do it if I have to do it. And I even had a conversation with a male friend of mine, and we got to talking about when you tell a man that you are dating or trying to get to know, and even AT said this, she's had men, hear her say, I'm celibate, and in their mind, they see that as a challenge, or they hear a challenge, and she basically had to say, no, you can't change my mind. No, you can't persuade me. It's a decision I made, and it's my decision. I'm sticking with it. My answer, I'm sticking with it. And as I said, my male friend was talking about a lot of men hear that women say I'm celibate, and they see it as a challenge. And I thought to myself, why on earth would you want to challenge something like that? First of all, on the surface level, I'm telling you this, and I have a reason why I feel this way. Why would you want to challenge my spiritual decision? Because it's a spiritual decision. It's biblical. You have decided to obey God's word and say, I'm not going to do this. So why would a man want to challenge your spiritual decision in regards to celibacy? But there are men that hear that, and they think it's a challenge. But again, what I love about AT, she basically, cut it off at the pass, cut it off before it even got into that situation where he could think, yes, this is a challenge. Let me see if I can make her change her mind or get her to, whatever. But again, mental toughness, being single and dealing with the issue of sex and celibacy, that takes God. Let me just tell you, for me, I know it takes God because I know how I am. And I know how God made all of us. That's how He made all of us to be. He made women to be with men. So that is our desire. That is why a lot of us women do some foolish things, because we were made to be with men. And some of us will do anything, anything to be with men. We'll do anything to be with that man. So, but again, that's what we were made for. So, being single, being sex-free, celibate, takes mental toughness. And, for most of my life, I feel like being single was not what I wanted. And I've said this probably in videos before, and I've said it in my books. I thought I was going to be married by the time I was 19. 19. I'm 29. So I thought 10 years now I would be married with my family, living the life, and that is so not the journey that God had for me. But now I look at my life and I say, this is so much better. What God has for me now is so much better. And again, the last video I talked about rejection or redirection, and I have had some redirection the past few years in my life. And if I had it my way, it wouldn't have been like this, but I would have missed out on what God had for me. So again, when you're waving the banner of singleness, wear your badge proudly. If you're single, be proud, and most of all, enjoy it. Be happy being single. Don't look back once you're married and realize you were unhappy living a single life. Don't do that to yourself. This is the time for you to be all about you, and I'm serious. Put the focus on where it needs to be, which is you. Put the focus on God. Put the focus on your career. Put the focus on your weight, or whatever goals and dreams you have. Put the focus on learning to cook, or whatever it is you want to do. But take the focus off of, I'm single, I'm unhappy. That should not be. I realized that should not be, and part of me realizing that came from when someone I know got married, and that's all they desired. That was a big portion of what they desired. Not all. That was a big portion of what they desired. It was to be married. And I realized when they told me, Dion, enjoy being single. And to hear them say that, to hear this person who, like me, asked God for years, where is my husband? Where is my husband? And to hear them say, enjoy it. Enjoy being single, because when you get married, that all changes. And you know what? I'm enjoying being single, but I also know that it takes some mental toughness. And part of that we just talked about was celibacy. And we could probably talk about that all night long. People, uh, a lot of people argue with that, argue with the issue of being single and having sex. And really, come on, people, there's no argument. If you want to live how God said we should be before marriage, then there should be no sex. So really, there should be no argument. But again, nobody's perfect. I've said on my videos before, that's been an area in my life where I have not always been what I should be. But that doesn't matter now, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, if you're single and celibate, I applaud you. I applaud you, because I know that it takes some spiritual backbone and mental backbone to live that lifestyle. If you're not celibate and you're single, I am encouraging you to make things right. Yeah, I'm encouraging you to make it right, because when you start doing it God's way, everything falls into place. When you line up with God's word, everything begins to fall in place. And if that's the area where you're struggling, get help. Talk to your pastor. Talk to a friend. If you have a spiritual mentor, talk to somebody about it. Most importantly, talk to God about it. Get in your word and get it right. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be doing another video targeting the single people and mental toughness. If you guys, too, I want to ask you guys, if you guys have any ideas for videos or things you want me to talk about, let me know about it. And I have a few people who are always writing me back and forth, and they have little bits of insight. But if you have an idea, let me know about it. And make sure that you check out my books. My single series books are out on Amazon, and I will put the links in the description. So I will see you guys, and hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you later.